Hello friends, welcome to online lecture of programming with C++ lecture first. I am Professor Rupnavar BS from Madhoj College, Halton. So let us start introduction of C++. C++ is a programming language which is expanded version of C. The C++ was first invented by Bjarne Stroster in 1979 at Bell Laboratories in Murray Hill, New Jersey. Bjarne Stroster initially called the new language C with classes. However, in 1983, the name was changed to C++. Initially, C++ is called as C with classes, and after that, in 1983, then its name was changed to C++. C++ is a powerful general purpose programming language. C++ runs on lots of platforms like Windows operating system, Linux operating system, and different versions of Unix operating system, Mac operating system, etc. C++ has built-in a rich collection of existing classes and functions. C++ can be used to develop operating systems, browsers, games, and so on. C++ is an object-oriented programming language, but it is not purely object-oriented language because the features of C++ language like friend function and virtual function violate the some of the very important object-oriented programming features. So it is not purely object-oriented language. Next, history of C++. The C++ programming language was developed in 1979 by Bjarne Stroster and Bell Laboratories of AT&T, that is American Telephone and Telegraph, located in USA. Bjarne Stroster is known as the founder of C++ language. C++ is an object-oriented programming language which allows programmers to develop large and complex applications. The object-oriented programming languages existed before C++ was slow and inefficient. So, Bjarne Stroster, who was a great supporter and master of C and Simula 67, combined the features of both the languages into more powerful language. This combination of features of Simula 67 and C resulted in a new language called C with classes by Bjarne in 1979. Bjarne Stroster wants the features of both the languages C and Simula 67 into new language as well as features of object-oriented programming, and he developed the language. Initially it is called as C with classes, and after that in 1983 its name was changed as C++. C++ programming is also called as superset of C. It means any valid C program is also a valid C++ programs. All the features of C are incorporated in C++. So it is called superset of C. Next, we can see the difference between C and C++. In C, C was developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1972, where C++ was developed by Bjarne Stroster in 1979. C is a procedure-oriented language, where C++ is an object-oriented programming language. C follows the top-down approach, where C++ follows the bottom-up approach. In C, scanf and printf are mainly used for input-output operations, and in C++, cin and cout stream are used to perform input and output operations. C is a subset of C++, where C++ is a superset of C. C does not support function and operator overloading. C++ supports both function and operator overloading. C has no support for virtual and friend function, where C++ supports the new features like virtual and friend functions. C provides malloc and calloc functions for dynamic memory allocation, where C++ provides new operator for memory allocation and delete operator for memory deallocation. C supports built-in data types and C++ supports built-in as well as user-defined data types. In C, there are 32 keywords and in C++ there are 52 keywords. Next, we see the data types available in C++. First of all, we see the what is data type. Data type which determines the what type of value a variable can hold. For example, integer variable can hold integer dot data and a character type variable can hold character data. Data types in C++ are divided into following categories. First one is primitive or built-in data types, next derived data type, and last user defined data type. We can see these data types in detail one by one. First of all, primitive or built-in data type. First data type is integer. Integer data type can store the values without fractional, and if you want to declare the integer data type variable, then we can use int as keyword, and memory space required for integer data type is 2 byte and its range from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. Next data type is character. Character data type is used for storing characters and keyword used for character data type is char. The memory required for character data type is 1 byte and its range from minus 128 to plus 127. Next data type is floating point or float data type. It is used for single precision floating point values or decimal values. Keyword used for floating point data type is float. Float variables typically requires 4 byte of memory space. Next, double floating point, or we can say that double data type. Double data type is used for storing double precision floating point values or decimal values. Keyword used for double floating point data type is double, and double variables typically requires 8 byte of memory space. Here, double and float data type both are used to store decimal values, but difference is that double data type can store large range of values than floating data type. Next data type is Boolean. Boolean data type is used for storing Boolean or logical values. A Boolean variable can store either true or false. Keyword used for Boolean data type is bool, and memory space required for Boolean data type is 1 byte. Next data type in built-in data types is void. Void means without any value. Void data type represents a valueless entity. Void data type is used for that function which does not returns a value. In C++, most important thing is that the memory size of basic data types may change according to 32 or 64-bit operating system. Next category is user-defined data type. First we see the what is user-defined data type. The data types that are defined by the user are called user-defined data types, and these types are class, structure, union, and enumeration. This user-defined data type we can see in detail one by one. First of all, data type is class. Class is a user-defined data type which holds its own data members and member functions. which can be accessed and used by creating an instance of that class. A class is like a blueprint for an object. In another word, we can say that class is a collection of its data member and member function. If we want to access this data member or member function, then we can access them with the help of object of that class. Classes also act as blueprint for object. Next, we see how to declare a class in C++ or syntax for declaring a class in C++. Here, if we want to declare a class, then we can use the class as a keyword. After that, we can give a valid name for class. Then open curly bracket. First statement is access specifier. Access specifier which defines the accessibility of the data member or member function. If you cannot mention the access specifier, then by default access specifier is private, and the possible values for access specifier is private, public or protected. And closing curly bracket, and class name ends with a semicolon. Example, here we declare the class student and data member of class is roll number and name, and member function of student class is void accept. Next data type is structure. A structure is also a user-defined data type in C++. The structure is also a collection of variables of different data types. We see the structure in C. Same syntax are here in C++. Let us see the syntax of structure in C++. To declare a structure in C++, struct keyword are used. Here we declare the structure of type for employee. Struct employee, open curly bracket, character name 20, int salary, character department 20. These are the member of structure employee. If we want to access these members of structure, then it is necessary to create the structure type variable. Here we create the structure type variable in follow statement struct employee. And we can access the structure member like e dot salary is equal to 30,000. The total memory required for structure is 42 bytes. Here remember that the character data type size is 1 byte per character. Here name and department variable have the size 20 bytes. So this is 40 byte plus integer data type is 2. So total memory required for structure is 42 byte. Next, user defined data type is union. Structure is a user defined data type in C++, and union is same as structure, but the difference between structure and union is that structure allocates different memory locations for all its members, while union allocates common memory location for all its members. The memory occupied by the union will be large enough to hold the largest member of the union. Let us see the example. Here we create union for employee. Union is the keyword used for creating union. After that, the name of union is employee. Open curly bracket, character name, integer salary, character department. Then then closing curly bracket and semicolon. End of union is with semicolon. If we want to access this union member, then it is necessary to create the union type variables, and here we create the union type variable like union employee E1. The total memory required for union employee is 30 bytes. Next, user-defined data type is enumeration. The enumeration in C++ is a user-defined data type which consists of a set of values with corresponding integral constant for each value. In another word, we can say that it is a collection of values and each value have some integral constant. To declare a enumeration data type in C++, we use the enum as keyword. Let us see the example. Here we can declare the days of the week as enumerated data type as shown below. Here enum as keyword. After that enumeration data type name is days and its values Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Here I can say that each value of enumerated data type have some integral constant and it start from 0. By default it start from 0. So the value of Sunday value will be the 0 and so on, like Monday will be 1, Tuesday will be 2 and so on. However, we can also change the default values from the start or in between as follows. Enum days Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is equal to 5, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Here Sunday will have value 0, Monday will have value 1 and Tuesday will have value 5 that we have assigned. After Tuesday remaining values will be 6, 7 and so on in continuation with the previous value, in this case 5. Next we see derived data types. What is derived data type? The data types that are derived from the primitive or built-in data type are called as derived data types. These can be of three types. First one is function, second array, and third one is pointer. We can also see in detail one by one. First one is function. What is function? A function is a block of code or group of statement that is defined to perform a specific task. Let us see the syntax for declaring function in C++. Return type, function name, then simple bracket. In simple bracket there is argument list or parameter list and it is an optional. After that open curly bracket, body of function, then closing curly bracket. Return type is the data type whatever the function return, and function name is the any valued name in C++. Here we declare a function show and show function will print the message hello. Next, array data type. Array is a collection of similar data type patterns. Array stores the element in continuation memory location in sequential manner. The elements are indexed from 0. Syntax for creating array is data type array name size. For example, int a10. Here we create integer type of array and its name is a and its size is 10. That means we can store 10 values in array A. First value is stored at the location A of 0. Next value stored at A of 1, A of 2 and so on. And last value will be stored at the location A of 9. Pointer. What is pointer? Pointer is a variable which contains the address of another variable. Syntax for creating pointer variable in C++ is data type star variable name. For example, int star p. Here we can declare the pointer variable p, which stores the address of another variable in C++. Thank you.